What's up, BJJ fans? And of course, the BJJ stands for Blind Judo Journey. This is my advice of how to be the best blue belt. This is a blue belt in Judo. A lot of this can translate over to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as well, as they're kind of a similar level of experience, sort of 2 years into your journey. However, I am only a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so I don't want to, talk outside my post. I can't say how to be the best blue belt because I'm only a blue belt, whereas in Judo, I am a second dan, and I coach, so I do hope I have at least some opinions that are worth listening to on how to be a good blue belt. The main thing I think you should focus on as a blue belt. So I've spoken previously about what to be as a good beginner, so up to sort of orange belt and even maybe green belt a little bit as well. The things to be focusing on are just whatever your coach is telling you. You just want to expose yourself to loads and loads and loads of judo. Okay, and just practice whatever they're practicing and do that sort of stuff in Randori. Just try and learn loads of judo. You're not a specialist of any sort when you're an orange belt or green belt. When you get to blue belt, you are the highest of the sort of Q grade of the intermediates, okay? These are the people, when you go to competitions, most of them will be blue belt and below. So you're gonna be the highest grade in this, person with the most experience. The thing I would say to do as a blue belt is get one attack that is your attack, that you are confident with. An attack that you can throw people with a high percentage of success in competition in Randori. Now, that sounds like obvious. You should always have to try and have one attack that's really good. But the reason I say this is because as an orange belt, green belt, you'll just expose yourself to lots of different things. And just by probability, you'll probably be decent at some of those. And I want you to recognize which of those you're good at, and then try and just learn a little bit of, I know I can hit Osotogari when he steps like this. Or I know I can hit Ouchigari when he steps like this. For me, when I was a blue belt, my Ouchigari was my competition winning technique. I hit it in a lot of competitions. I threw a lot of people with it. The reason we want one attack, okay, that's really, really powerful. And when I say really powerful, I mean you're pushing black belts with this. So we kind of, you have a lot of attacks that you'll be about blue belt level at because you're a blue belt. You'll probably have a couple of attacks that you're not as good at yet because no one's perfect, I still am a second dan. I'm just not very good at Tai Toshi. Never been very good at Tai Toshi. It's not something that I'm very good at. So I would say I'm not a second dan level in Tai Toshi, but my throw, at the moment is a second dan. It's like Tomonagi, Seonagi. These are my throws that I think I am able to win competitive fights with at that level. When you're a blue belt, you want that one throw that is above your station as a sort of coming up to black belt level in that throw. And it doesn't matter necessarily what it is. It could be Ouchigari, Tai Toshi, Osotogari, Uchimata, anything like this, to the point where you can throw most people of your level with it pretty consistently. You're challenging people above your level, and you're absolutely hitting it almost 100% against people who are less than you. Right, why do I say this? Okay, if, for example, we just become average at everything, blue belt level at everything, you're not able to specialize in anything, which means that there's no attacks of yours particularly that your opponents are scared about, that you're able to do to a high enough proficiency that your opponents are fearful that you're actually going to throw them with. And that makes it hard for any of your attacks to work in a secondary way. So if I do an okay Osoto, but it's not that good, they don't get scared of it, well then they're also not going to be scared of my Sasai when I come in for that as a combination. Whereas if I have, for example, a black belt level Osotogari, when I go for Osotogari and I can throw people consistently, people will know that. And in competition, at first, obviously, yes, you should hopefully be able to throw people with that, but if you're in a competition and you've won 4 fights in a row with Osotogari, when you go out, the guy is going to be trying to block your Osotogari. And it allows us to build off that and build our own style of judo. So, for example, Osotogari, if everyone knows I'm going Osotogari, then maybe I can build a Sasai off of that, or any turn throw coming from that. All of these are building secondary attacks off of our one major attack. And this is how people approach judo at even the super, super high levels. And now that we're getting better as a blue belt, it's a good way to focus yourself. And also it's good psychologically for you. If you're kind of average at every throw as a blue belt and you're not, able to throw people consistently, it's kind of demoralizing. You want to be able to throw people. So if you can get one throw and recognize that's your throw that you are most proficient at and get it good, then I can throw with this, and I can be confident that I'm improving because I have a throw that I'm good at, and then slowly you can build off of that. We're building a pyramid in this sense, okay? You have your best throw at the top, and then the throws that make the foundations around that come down. I tried to use the sort of Roman army analogy. There's no point in having your entire army flat like that and go into it. It's just a wall of kind of weak fighters, whereas if you go in as a pillar with your best attack and then spread out by using your combinations, the throws integrate with that system, then you'll have a much better chance to do well in judo, and it will also make you more successful in the future, and it will set you up for the brown belt and black belt in the future as well. And also, who doesn't like throwing people? It's nice to have a throw that you can say, I'm good at this, and people know, like if I talk about this person, oh, this guy's an Ochigare guy, oh, this guy's an Ososo guy. You know, that's really useful and important. One caveat to this, I would suggest, and this isn't necessarily true, you can sort of break this rule, but I would suggest that you try and make this attack a stand-up attack. So not Tomonagi, not drop Seonagi, definitely not something like Urinagi or anything like that. Tanietoshi is a really common one. A lot of people, when they get to blue belt, they learn Tanietoshi and they find that it's really easy to counter a lot of people with Tanietoshi. But what you find with a lot of these throws that are a bit more flashy is that you're able to throw people at your level with them quite easily, but that doesn't extend above your level, because once people get to brown belt and black belt, they know how to defend those throws a bit more, because the flashier throws are harder to defend. Like, most people can intuit how to not get thrown with Ogoshi. You sink your hips back, you try and not get thrown, whereas it's quite complex to not get thrown with Tomonagi, you know, to be able to do the big cartwheels or things like that. That's not a simple thing to learn, so higher level people learn that, whereas against lower level people, you'll probably have more success. So try and make your attacks that I'm talking about, this one attack that you're really, really good at, try and make it a stand-up attack. Ochi, Koji, Seonagi, Uchimata, Osoto, these sorts of things, they're a lot easier to build a game off of. It's very hard to build a game off of something like Tanietoshi, because it doesn't combine with many things. The thing with sacrifice throws as well is that once you go down, you're down, you can't continue, you can't combine with that. So it's nice and flashy, but it's just not as good for your level of judo, your judo progression. Because let's be honest, yeah, you want to be the best blue belt, but like, if you were the best blue belt in the world because you can do an amazing drop kataguruma, but then you get to brown belt and black belt and everyone knows how to block drop katagurumas, well, then you don't have judo that you can build off of that. So it's better for you to focus on these fundamental things and, like, you know, clamp on more flashy things at the sides. And hey, Tomonagi's fun. I like Tomonagi. But you practice it, but try not to have it be the main focus of everything you do. Try and focus more on your fundamentals judo, because it will allow you to progress as a judoka. We don't just want to be the best blue belt in the world, we want to be the best brown belt and black belt. We want to continue to progress as we travel through our judo journey. Other than that, guys, thanks for watching. If you want to follow my blind judo journey into international visually impaired judo, please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Soramade.